Episode 2 of Virgin River Season 6 starts by taking us back to the first time Everett met Mel's mom, Sarah. They met while she was on her way to San Francisco for a peace march and needed a ride. The drive was eventful because the car broke down, and they soon realized they have a lot in common and quickly bond. Coincidentally, on the drive, they also spend one night in Virgin River. At the time, Everett was an aspiring musician, taking life one day at a time. Sarah was more into politics and standing up for what was right. Based on how Everett nostalgically narrates the story to Mel, it is clear that he is still in love with Sarah. Unfortunately, once he got her to the peace march, Sarah wanted to leave it to fate to see if they would meet again. Like her mom, Mel believes in fate, and on her way out, Everett lends her one of Hemingway's novels, A Farewell to Arms. This also happens to be Jack's favorite book. Presently, we circle back to Preacher, Mike, Jack, Kaya, and Bree in court. The news that the prosecution added Jack to their witness list troubles them a bit. Still, they remain hopeful that the prosecutor is fishing and it will be okay. Meanwhile, Hope and Lizzie drop by the barn to check on Sugar and find him in terrible condition. With the closest vet unavailable until later in the evening, Hope calls Vernon to treat the horse. Vernon leaves the clinic to Muriel since Mel is checking on Everett. The sewing ladies drop by to inform Muriel that they set her up on a date. Muriel agrees to prove she is ready to move on. Back at the court, the prosecutor, Jenkins, plays a voicemail that Preacher left for Jack on the day they believe Wes went missing. In the voicemail, Preacher claims he is dropping by Paige's house to turn off the water valve, but it was never turned off. Even though Jack testified that Preacher never lied and is a reliable friend, Jenkins uses the voicemail to tarnish Preacher's reputation, making it hard for Bree to win the jury. This catches Bree off guard, and she tries to calm down. A message from Brady, wishing her well on the case, does at least help steady her. Simultaneously, Mike reveals he knows how Jenkins got the voicemail. It turns out Mike gave Jenkins Jack's phone after the latter got shot. However, that was for a different investigation and Jenkins shouldn't have used the information on the phone in this case. Everyone starts blaming themselves, but Bree explains that she can get Jack's testimony struck and the voicemail suppressed. Unfortunately, the jury hears the voicemail and can't forget it. Jack encourages Preacher to remain positive, but it's definitely touch and go. Meanwhile, Vernon manages to give Sugar first aid and treat his wounds. He is surprised when Hope brings up Roland without insulting the guy. Hope is over the trauma she went through with Roland and appreciates that Vernon is sweet and reliable. After her Everett visit, Mel heads to her prenatal yoga classes. One of her students, Marley, is planning on giving up her kid for adoption. Mel is curious about how she picked the parents adopting her child. Marley reveals she chose the couple because they love each other and live in Virgin River. Mel opens up about her plans to adopt a kid with Jack and the fact that they have started the process. Elsewhere, Lark lies that her mom is sick and needs medical treatment, but sadly has no insurance. Brady is supportive and comforts her, unaware that it is a scheme to scam him. At the end of the day, Mel fills in Vernon on Everett's condition. She tries to convince Vernon to give Everett another chance, but the doctor refuses. Denny's visit cuts their conversation short. Denny convinces Vernon to hire him as an intern. Outside, Mel gets a call from Jack. Jack returns home, and Mel comforts him. Later, they talk about their day, and Mel believes it is fate that they met in Virgin River, the same place where her parents spent a night. She references a quote that Everett shared with her, which highlights the resilience of individuals who have been broken. Back in court, Jenkins offers a 2-year imprisonment deal to Preacher. Bree tells Preacher is a good deal, but as a friend, she would urge him to fight. Preacher is conflicted, but when Kaya confesses that she loves him and wants to stand by his side, he opts to turn down the deal. Looking back, it is amazing to see how far along Mel has come. She found love again and stopped running from her past. Her conversation with both Everett and Jack proves that she has grown. As much as her reunion with her biological dad is great, Everett is hiding something. It remains to be seen if the secret will destroy his new relationship with his daughter. For Mel's sake, I hope it will not. Unfortunately, Preacher's case is taking a turn for the worse. Jenkins had a sneaky surprise up his sleeve, but Bree still has a chance to sway the jury. As for Preacher, Kaya's moving love confession led him to turn down the deal. We also have to worry about Muriel. She found a lump in her breast in this episode and canceled her date. Fingers crossed it is not serious.